everyone, I'm Courtney. Welcome back to another video to help you learn English. In this video, I'm going to be addressing some stereotypes about the US. I saw these stereotypes in a video on a channel called Dreaming Spanish. These stereotypes came from the friends, family, and people around. Two girls. One girl lives in Colombia, and the other girl lives in Argentina. I really enjoyed listening to this podcast, listening to these American stereotypes, and so I thought I'd take the time to confirm them or deny them. I'm going to tell you, based on my opinion, if I think they're true or if I think they're false. I have a list of the things in the video. I have a list of the stereotypes in the video, and I'm going to confirm them or deny them. First, the first thing that they talked about was high school stereotypes. In movies that are made in the US, there's always a cheerleader, like a hot blonde cheerleader, and a football player, the quarterback of the team. And they asked if this is always true, if there are always these two people at American high schools. I would say that there are people that are hot blonde cheerleaders, and there are people that are quarterbacks of the football team. But it's not as strong as in the movies. One thing I should mention is that I went to a really small school. There weren't very many people in my town or in my class. So this could change my perspective. But according to me, I don't think that the stereotype of the hot blonde cheerleader and the American football quarterback is super true. It's no more true than there are stereotypes or strong characters in movies and series about everything. Something about movies and series is that in order to make the characters interesting and in order to make the characters resonate with the audience, the writers of the shows have to make their personalities much more strong than in real life. They have to make their personalities conflict and contrast much more than in real life. So, what you see in movies and TV shows is probably 50% of the truth. The next stereotype that was asked is about red plastic cups at parties. This one made me laugh out loud. Here in the US, at college parties, we use a type of plastic cup. The brand is called Solo. I don't know why red was the color that is chosen. I don't know why everyone uses red. It's called a red Solo cup. And it's true. Everyone here at parties uses red Solo cups. The interesting thing is that Solo, the brand, actually makes other colors. I know for sure that I've seen yellow Solo cups and blue Solo cups, but most people use the red Solo cups. I don't know why. Another question about college parties is if people actually play beer pong. Beer pong is a game with a ping pong ball, and you throw it into the red Solo cups. And it's true. People at college parties definitely play beer pong. It depends on the party, but usually people actually put water in the cups. Sometimes they put beer, but a lot of times they use water. Like I said, it depends on the party. The cups aren't all the way full. The cups aren't full of beer or water. They're just a little bit full. The liquid prevents the cups from tipping over as easily. Beer pong is actually a lot of fun, but I'm not very good at it. The next question was about prom invitations. Prom is a dance that we have in high school here. At my school, prom was for the juniors and the seniors. A junior is a person in 11th grade, and a senior is a person in 12th grade. At my school, juniors and seniors could go to prom. If you were a freshman or a sophomore, if you were in 9th or 10th grade, you could go to prom if you were invited by a junior or a senior. I went to prom when I was a sophomore, when I was in 10th grade, because my boyfriend at the time was a senior. My boyfriend invited me to prom. I remember one time that I got invited to prom. My person that invited me liked me. The person that invited me had a crush on me. I liked the person as a friend, but not anything else. The person decided to video call me. He video called me and asked for help with his homework. I answered the call, and when I answered the call, he asked me to prom. I said yes because I didn't know what to do. I just said yes. So I went to prom with him that year. Sometimes people will ask girls to prom in really cute ways, in really extravagant ways. For example, at my school, one boy rode a horse in with a sign that said, "Will you go to prom with me?" Another person was on the swim team, and at the end of their swimming race, they held up a sign that said, "Will you go to prom with me?" People get very extravagant about prom. It's true. Okay, at prom, there is punch. Punch is real. This is one of the things that made me laugh out loud when the girls asked if there was punch, and if there was punch, what is it? So, punch is a combination of a drink like Sprite or 7-Up. It's like a lemon lime soda, and you mix it with fruit juice. And that's what you drink at prom. It's punch. The next question was if students actually have their own parking spots in high school and if they decorate them. At my high school, that wasn't a thing. We didn't decorate the parking spots, but people definitely had their own parking spots without it being said. They definitely, it was an unspoken rule. Basically, if someone parked in a certain spot, you didn't try to take that spot from them. That was their parking spot. Another stereotype that was talked about is Americans eating a lot. Is it true that Americans eat a lot? And I would say the answer is yes. I think that our portion sizes are just generally bigger here. And along with this came if giant snack sizes were real and if jumbo Starbucks sizes were real. I don't really go to Starbucks that much, but I've ordered their venti before. I think it's what I thought was the biggest, and it's huge. It's so much coffee. I haven't personally ever heard of someone drinking a jumbo size. There are a few more stereotypes that were mentioned here. One is that Americans love fireworks. I actually don't agree with this. I think Americans love fireworks, but I don't think Americans love fireworks more than people from other countries. Yeah, we use fireworks primarily on New Year's and 4th of July. Those are like the main two times. And I've seen other countries use fireworks way more than that. The next point is if Americans are bad at geography and if they just generally don't know a lot about the world around them, about other countries around them. I think this is true. We were taught geography. We were taught geography in school, at least at my school. But in general, I think that if you ask the average American where other countries are, they're probably not going to know. And even if Americans care about other countries and knowing where they are, I don't think it's something that we talk about enough to be able to easily know where other countries are. Like, for example, I didn't know where Ecuador was. I thought it was in Central America, and I made another video about South American countries and Central American countries, and it was actually that idea came from the fact that I didn't originally know where Ecuador was. They also had a stereotype about business and entrepreneurship. They're basically just saying that Americans are really good at business and that our regulations make it easy for us to create businesses. 100% agree on that. I think that Americans are really good at marketing. I think we're really good at marketing and we're good at creating okay businesses. And then last but not least is tipping culture. I know that my friends have asked about this before, and it is true. If you go out to eat somewhere, it's respectful, and it's considered rude not to tip at least 15%, 15 to 20%. Just if you go out to eat here, that's what's expected. Most people aren't going to like yell at you and get super angry or mad like directly, but they will think that you're rude and they will not want you to come back into the restaurant. And it's on a lot of things. Like if you go to get a coffee, it's tipping. If you go to get food, tipping. Different services, you can tip. But yeah, those are the American stereotypes according to Latin America. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you learned something. And remember, if you did like this video, share it with a friend that's learning English. You can watch this video next. I'm Courtney. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!